Good afternoon. My name is Nigel and I work for Hillingdon Youth Service as a youth worker. Today we'll be looking at designing and decorating a plain t-shirt. Any white t-shirt, which would be better. Obviously it's going to the actual design was sharp, a lot clearer, but it's basically up to you as to what color you use. What I would say is always check at home first if you're grabbing a t-shirt out of your wardrobe, because you don't want to get into trouble with anyone at home if you're using an expensive t-shirt. I do apologise about the background noise about the traffic. We've got the windows open because I will be using some spray paints that require air and ventilation. I will also be wearing a mask, one of these masks. So if you are using spray paints that are toxic and you need a well-ventilated area, please wear one of these masks. This is not something, this is mandatory. So it's something that I would strongly advise you to use. You will need some supervision on preparing yourself for this actual activity. The templates, you can either make them yourself, so you can get really creative, or you can buy them from any good craft shop. Now that's obviously up to you. So if you want something that's very original and no one else has got, then you can make a design, cut out the template, use that and stick it to your t-shirt, and off you go. What I've actually done, I've created a template for this particular example, just the demonstration, and on here I've got "Be kind" with a heart. What I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to show you what I've actually done and how I will actually use that. So basically what I've done is I've got onto my computer and I've printed out "Be kind." So it's basically that. I've cut out the E using one of these craft knives. This is where you will definitely need some supervision from an adult at home. So I would not recommend you using one of these because these are absolutely really sharp. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out the eye, just to show you how it's done. What I would say is first is don't use the table at home or any other. You need one of these craft mats, and you can get these from any good craft shop, so that the actual cutting will go onto the craft mat and not onto a table, or if you were resting it on your legs or anything like that, because that's something that you definitely don't want to be doing. So basically we're going to cut out the letter I nice and carefully. Just take your time on this. You can use a straight edge on the if the letters have straight lines. I've done it slightly freehand, so it just goes to check how steady your hand is. But as I say, you're always cutting away from yourself, never cutting towards yourself, always cutting away. Always have full control. But as I said earlier, safety wise, you will need supervision on this because these are very sharp. So hopefully that is the letter I. So it does get a little bit more difficult with the B and the D. We've got the straight edges on the other two letters. So it's entirely up to you. I'm going with the theme of "Be kind" during these very troubling times. I think it's nice that you know, we can have some positivity. So let me go and get the t-shirt. So I'm going to put this craft mat back on the table. And we've got the t-shirt back. Now what I've done, I've centralized it where I want to see the actual design, and I'm going to use some spray paint to actually spray different colors onto this. What I would suggest is I've just got a piece of card here, and this is basically so when I spray, it doesn't go through to the other side of the t-shirt. So what you do is you get this piece of card and just put it inside, so it's on a backing. Just wiggle it around to get it there. That's right. There we go. So basically, just make sure it flattens the surface. And what I'm going to do is put a pair of gloves on. These gloves, you can get these from, I've been told, by Poundland or any most hardware shops. You can get these gloves, so it just protects your hands. That keeps them nice and clean. And then it's a matter of deciding what colours you'd like. And before we start spraying, we need to have these things nice and organised. What I would ask is that once you've done some designs, is take some pictures, send them through to #YoungHillingdon. We greatly appreciate seeing your examples. Okay, give the paint a spray, and then nice and gently. And what I'm going to do is just a combination of colours, no particular colour. So giving the can a shake and then just spraying. If it goes past your template, it's not a problem, because this is an original. It's not something that you're buying from the shop. You will never see this. Okay. One thing I'd say is don't spray too much paint on. Obviously, from a point of view, I have got a bit of overspray there. I'm not too worried about that. That's something that I can bring into the design. So perhaps what you could do is mask it up or cover it up a bit more. I haven't actually done that, so I've showed you what not to do. But it doesn't really matter, because it's something that is original to actually yourself, your design. So it's just a matter of letting that dry. It will dry quite quickly on the fabric. Let's see if I can peel that off nice and carefully. Put the rubbish in the bag. I'm just going to take these gloves off because it might be easier, I think, to actually get the tape off. Just a matter of taking it up nice and gently. And there we go. There are some small pieces of paper, as you'd notice on the D, on the letter D. So I'm just getting a pair of scissors to gently take that up. And on the letter B, take that up. So it's not perfect, but it's definitely original. So we've got that on the t-shirt. So the templates, I've done it on paper. I would suggest probably if you was to do that on card. So the template itself is nice and firm. it's rigid, it's not going to flex at all. Paper is quite flexible. And then what you can do is you can keep that template. So all the work you put into creating a template, you can keep and you can use again. So we've got that, the colors I've used, and then what we're going to do is show you an alternative way of decorating a t-shirt. And this is with fabric pens. I've gone with the rainbow theme, which is currently at the moment is very popular, and it's a very positive message. So what I've done is I've got my pens here. I've created the card, completed one color. I've drawn the lines. As you'll see, my hand is not that steady, but as I say, there's no right and wrong. It's basically it's original and it's your work. So you can be proud of when you've made your t-shirt, design your t-shirt. You can be very proud that it's you that's made it. It's not somebody else. You've come up with a design and you've actually created it. You've made the template and you've actually, you know, put that design onto your t-shirt, which is absolutely fantastic. The words you can use, sometimes, I mean, any positive words, as long as they're appropriate, that would be absolutely fantastic. So this one here, you know, you color in the colors and you've got that. Whether you want to put a message under there, whether it's, you know, anything, love your life, relax, hope, you know, all those sorts of things, they're absolutely, you know, the sort of thing that we're looking for, as you can see on that. So it's not too bad at all. So that's quite good. You can actually consider sticking things onto your t-shirts if you wanted to, if that's something you wanted to do. You know, I've got some pom-poms here, so you've got different colors. So these are all here. So if you wanted to stick things onto the sleeves, you could do that. What I would suggest you using is a fabric glue. We have one here. So it's something that you can use. You will need supervision perhaps on the glue. So what you would do is, I'm just going to demonstrate here. So you put some glue on the actual fabric, and then what you can do is you can hold that down for probably 15-20 seconds, and that should stick. It depends on the temperature and it depends on the type of glue you're using. So just look at the instructions. Make sure you're in a ventilated area. And obviously, I can't stress enough the supervision that you'll need, not with the design, but with creating templates using the spray. You need to be in a well-ventilated area. Obviously, with the weather, we would have been outside doing the spraying, but the weather's not very good, so we've had to come inside. We've covered the table up, as you can see, and we've got the windows open, and I'm using a mask. So taking all the precautions we can, but obviously at home, you would have to suit your needs to the environment you're in, okay? But please, 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 don't go spraying things without speaking to somebody at home. Otherwise, furniture could end up a different color. So it's just to remind you, it's hashtag Young Hillingdon. For any photographs, designs that you've created, please send them in. Any comments you've got, anything you would like us to do with reference to anything craft, you'd like to see us doing something, please send those requests in, and we'll obviously have a look at them and then see what we can do for you. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you.